Good evening, guys. How are we all doing? So Dan from Trading with Dan here. This is our Bitcoin evening update. So if you guys wouldn't mind smashing that like button, and we will go straight over to those charts. So Bitcoin on the 4-hour first. Yeah, you can see that trend line we drew this morning. We seem to be quite nicely following that up. So is that going to squeeze us through this top side level of resistance? Get us get us up to this 9,500, sorry, 10,500, 10,600 area, and well, hopefully squeeze us through there. We'll have to see. Obviously, it is officially the weekend now. So we don't have the traditional markets open. So we're on our own. But yeah, I mean, realistically, this does look good. I would not say we had the best closures for stock markets, and we'll go over and have a look at those in a sec. But yeah, all in all though, we're getting away from that 10,000 mark. That's what we like to see. Even if we're going to have a massive dump, it's going to have to be a massive dump of, well, at least $400 to get us below 10,000 as it stands. And that could potentially get picked up at any point as well, especially if you look at some of these 10 hour, 12 hour and daily stochastics, which we will have a look at in a minute. Dollar index first though, on the 4-hour. So yeah, you can see, I mean, we are really giving this trend line a good test, a good inspection up here. Obviously here, now here. It's getting to the point where if we don't make a move above it, and especially this horizontal here, then I think the bulls may start to wear, and we'll have to test some downside. But yeah, we'll have to see what happens there. I mean, this could go either way, but the longer we don't break above, obviously the more chance we've got of testing some downside. And obviously we'll have to see how far that downside will take us. SPX didn't finish where I pretty much thought it needed to, so this again is going to look like, unless we get any sort of intervention over the weekend or before markets open, I would imagine investors or traders, whoever is long this market, is going to be looking at this and thinking, I just need to get out basically, and then wait till we get a confirmed uptrend. So that doesn't bode well for Monday, basically, but obviously it does bode well for an increased chance of some sort of cowbell for the market. So yeah, we do have an increased chance of Q4 this year being a deflationary environment, which basically will be low growth and low inflation, and that will not be good for basically any risk asset. It will be good for the dollar. The dollar will appreciate if that does happen, and we're currently sitting at about a 40% chance of that. So again, it's not 50%, it's not 50-50, it's not 60%. 60% is the chance that we still stay in low growth and inflation, not deflation. So that that's better than obviously the alternative. So yeah, we've got to keep an eye on that, and that could obviously mean if we do get that, if that 40% does increase and then we do end up in that environment, then yeah, I mean, it's going to be all bets are off. Stock market will be down, bond yields will be up, dollar index will be up, Bitcoin will be down, gold and silver, well, in theory, gold and silver should be up. But if we do have a capitulating stock markets, we have obviously observed recently those not being inversely correlated, which is what you traditionally expect. We have seen stock markets go down, markets get hit, and gold and silver get hit at the same time, as obviously traders, asset managers are having to liquidate all sorts of positions to meet whatever sort of margin calls, etc. And that's obviously why they get hit, but that does just produce a buying opportunity. So yeah, that is definitely something for us to keep an eye out if that does happen. But anyway, that's a bit further down the line anyway. Not going to worry about that at the moment, but it is an increasing risk though. A predictive tracking model that I basically have access to is showing that there is an increased likelihood of that. So you are already seeing it in oil. Oil is basically deflating. It's basically broken its trend lines, its bullish trend lines, not trend lines but actual trend levels, points but that it needs to stay above. So that is obviously not ideal. Copper's holding up strong though. Dr. Copper is holding up strong. So yeah, potentially that is good for us. But yeah, anyway, so back over to Bitcoin. We'll have a look at the 12-hour on the daily. You can just see what's going on more clearly on the daily. I mean, this does look like it does want to pop up. We have obviously got a major area of resistance where we're at now, though. So obviously popping up, we've got to have it. It will be a big move if we do get above. We will blast straight into this range and then have to digest price action up here. Obviously, the flip side is that, well, we could get up to here, get rejected, lose this trend line, and then I would still expect us to potentially get picked up around this 10,000 level, even if it's just for a weak bounce, before potentially coming down. But yeah, I mean, at that point we'll still just be in that box on the low formation, looking for a break to either the upside or the downside. Let's have a look at those stochastics. So 4 hour, in all fairness, is looking like a bullish reset as it stands with price action. A bullish reset. So yeah, it's not really dragging price down at the moment so much. 10 hour is getting nice and up there, nice and bullish, nice good momentum there. 12 hour is making its way up now, so this is what I was talking about. 12 hour getting up to about here will get us at 10,500, 10,600 Bitcoin, and we're already about 10,400 Bitcoin without even getting into the 50 mark, the bullish half of this. And daily is well, sort of turning up. It's going to take obviously a bit more price action, a bit more time to get this moving up, but when it does, that juggernaut of the daily stochastic could get us going. And the 2 day, similarly, the 2 day that turns up and starts to move up, we will be looking good. And yeah, 3 day we're kind of looking at that trend line. So all in all, I think we'll have more action this weekend than usual. I'm not necessarily looking for more sideways in this range. I'm looking for movements to the upside, and whether they do get held and whether we come back down, I can't necessarily say, but I think we are going to get a bit of action this weekend, be it up, down, down, up, up, down, whatever. But I think it will be with quite a large range. So yeah, we've got to keep an eye on that. We've got to keep an eye on that this weekend. So yeah, that is it really, guys. Not really too much else to say. We'll have a quick look at Tesla. I think Tesla is a good indication of how much risk the market is wanting to take on. You can see our trend line currently getting held. So does this want to keep making its way up? Potentially it does. The trend is your friend, and there is no real reason to say that this is the end of the trend and we're done now. Yeah, there you go. Think whatever you like fundamentally, or whatever about whatever. Think whatever you want about whatever you want, but at the end of the day, this is moving up. We've had obviously well, some very deep retracements, obviously, as we know, in everything. But yeah, look, we are well up and away. And do I think we're going to have a capitulation like in March? No. So are we quite far down at the moment? Yes. So if we're not going to have that capitulation like in March, then realistically we're going to get picked up here. So yeah, interesting price action there, guys. We'll have a quick look at the Nasdaq as well. Nasdaq is holding this line a bit better than the S&P was. But obviously Nasdaq was further away from this line. So yeah, I mean, we've really got to turn around here. We have got air pockets below these prices in these markets, so if we don't hold and start to move up, we will start to trigger all sorts of stops and definitely get a lower price action, which is why I think the buying is probably going to start to come in relatively soon. And if it doesn't, then we will be in trouble. So yeah, that is it, guys. So yeah, remember, this is not a financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. You should always do your own research, and I will catch you guys in the morning.